Hi everyone, it's great to see you again. And if you are new to the channel, my name is Bill Benoist and I'm all about embracing retirement with my Fuji X-T5 camera. In today's video, what I want to talk about is this new lens that I recently purchased. It's a Lensbaby Twist 28mm f3.5. They just released this lens in April of this year, 2026. And I got to tell you, I think this is going to be a big seller with Lensbaby. Number one, the price is less than $200 right now. And it is a very good value. I was one of the first 100 individuals to get this lens, and they sent me this cool case, this bamboo case here for the lens, as well as this little carrying case that stores the lens when you're going out and about. This lens, just like all of the Lensbabies, are strictly manual focus, but I got to tell you, this f3.5 makes manual focusing very easy on this lens. I did a video about the Lensbaby Velvet 56 recently, and I have a link to it in the upper right-hand corner. I have to use my left hand to point to the upper right-hand corner as far as these videos. I found that Lensbaby Velvet 56, it had a 1.6 aperture, and it was difficult to focus on that. It was difficult to focus all the way up until maybe I got to f4 or f5.6. This has taken that all away. It has really a beautiful petzval twirl bokeh, and that's what makes, I think, this lens, what it is. This lens not only takes pictures, it creates some feelings out there. So take a look at what I've shot and tell me what you think about it. So again, I took this out. These were photos from my very first day of shooting. This was one of the very first photos that I took with the Twist 28. And I really liked this photo because it was a very easy shot to take. What I mean by this is that I took the same photo with the Lensbaby Velvet 56, and it was very difficult to focus on white or even the yellow there. I couldn't get that center focus, and it was so easy with this Twist 28. And I love the bokeh, the nice dreamy background look of this. Now this photo is just simply a shot of some wildflowers that were growing in the area. I think it does show a good example of that petzval twist, as you can see in the background there. Now, unfortunately, this photo did not come out as what I was hoping for. I don't know exactly what it was I was hoping for, but because these flower buds here have that curvature of it, and then this lens is known for the twist, I thought maybe I might have something really unique. But anyway, I did want to show you this. It does start showing the bokeh effects, the nice blur in the background there towards the edges. This photo even shows it better. One of the things, again, that I really like about this lens was how easy it was to focus manually. Just looking, you just need to figure out what it is that is going to be your center of the photo. And that's all you need to do to focus on it, take the picture, and you're going to get that really cool twirl in the background. Now this one here is really, there's nothing to it. You don't really see much bokeh or anything. You don't really see the twirl. I think this is a good representation of if you were just maybe walking around the streets and use this lens to take some photos. I actually used my hand. You can't see my hand, but I had pulled a branch down to take this photo, which also just tells you how easy it is to use this camera with one hand. I focused it, and then with my left hand, I went ahead and brought the branch down, and then I took the photo with the camera in my right hand. Now, this is probably one of my favorite photos of the day. This really does show a good example of that Petzval lens uniqueness, the best way that I can say it. You definitely see the twirl, the beautiful bokeh in the background, and that's what I like. And now what I want to show you is they say that the lens is really good for portraits, but I'm going to tell you that you need something. So I didn't have any real subject matter to do a portrait test with it, so I had to use my cat Jinx. And what I have discovered, and I wish I would have tried this, I will definitely play around with doing some portraits in a later video. But I think the key to anything using this lens, if you want that twirl effect, you have to have a colorful background. And this spare bedroom that Jinx was on the bed, it's just not doing it. So keep that in mind. If you want to do any kind of portraits there, don't put the subject up against a white wall or something. Go outside, put them next to some beautiful shrubbery or green, any kind of colors whatsoever. And I think you're going to get a much better photo. They say this lens is a good lens for street scenes. Now, this is the closest I was able to get to doing any kind of street photography this day. I took it out to a nature preserve, walked around a little bit, saw this guy walking along this path here, going out to some salt ponds. I took the shot, just making believe that I was on the streets. It was pretty easy to focus on him. Honestly, I don't know if I would really want to use this lens for street photography, especially I like to do the multiple exposures and intentional camera movements on the street or something a little bit different. And I just don't know that I was going to be able to get any kind of unique shots unless, again, it was a type of portraiture and there was a background, a colorful background that I could use. So there you go. I did want to show you how this lens looks on my X-T5. It makes it a very compact camera, very easy to just pick up and carry when you're going out. So I hope you found this video helpful, informative, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification as I do upload new videos every week. And next week, I'm going to be talking about my last Lensbaby lens, which is the Composer Pro Sweet Optic 50. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.